sent him here with his 57-yard winning kick in overtime. Only 4 all-time in the Super Bowl field goals made from plus 50. This is 53 yards to tie it, and Zuerlein's kick is good. And the game is tied at 3.
Well, I can't believe it. We got points.
Yes, we do.
Spotlight. I'm Brandon Zenner. He is Roger Smith, women's basketball assistant coach. It is. I'll be joined by Sundance Wixa later on. Now, that was Western alum Greg Zuerlein's second longest kick in Super Bowl history. Sunday's loss by the Rams to the Patriots. How cool was that, Coach?
That was pretty sweet. I was sitting in my house and I was telling my daughter, "Hey, there's Legatron," and she's like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah, he played here, man. I know that guy." She thought it was pretty cool. So I actually had a book that I gave to Coach Partridge when he was here that had Zuerlein in it. So it's kind of cool to tell her about all that kind of stuff too.
Yeah, the Rams could have used a little more of him on Sunday.
Could have got him a few more kicks. It'd have been better. But
no, that was pretty cool watching that team. It was also pretty fun watching your team this week. A great win against Southern, a great game against Pitt where you come up just short. The record now 10-10, 5-6, good for 8th place in the MIAA. Before we get into the games, just quick takeaways from this week, a 1-1 stand at home.
I think we're trying to establish some things defensively and offensively, just about being tougher. And we really got after them this week in practice, just about being consistent and staying in that mentality of just we're always going to be in attack mode, offensively and defensively. And I thought there were times. I thought in the Southern game we did a pretty solid job of that for most of the game against Pitt State. It was 17 or 18 minutes of that mentality, and then it just kind of ebbed and flowed at that point. We never really got to stay in any kind of consistency in that second half.
Mm-hmm. And then, so the Southern game on Thursday, it looked like one of the most fluid offensive games by your team in the past years, especially that first half. You lead by double digits. They get it back to 2, but you guys grind out the win. Katrina Roenfeld, what can we say about her? 28 points. Simone and Brittany also in double figures. A promising showing to begin this final month stretch.
Yeah, I thought so. I think, like you said, offensively, when KT's got the step back going, she's hard to guard, man, because she can take you so aggressively off the bounce as well. And she was in full attack mode in that game. I thought Malia played really well in that game as well. Jess did a good job. Simone Walker is really starting to come along and play well for us. So we're just trying to get that third score, that fourth score consistently. I think Jess has been really consistent for us as far as around 10 points and 7 or 8 rebounds. And against Southern, I thought offensively we were really attacking the rim well. We were getting there. We're getting to the free throw line. I think we shot 31 free throws in that game, 23 in the second half.
Made 16 in the second half.
Yeah, we really attacked the basket hard. And finish some shots, but more than anything is for us a big part of it's just getting to the free throw line. We need to get to the free throw line. Against Pitt State, we got the free throw line a little bit in the first half, but never really got anything consistent there.
Mm-hmm. And then you guys lead this one wire to wire, and when things got tough, as you said, the girls you guys played aggressive defense all night, came out with that press, especially really hard in the second half, and it was just too much for them.
Yeah, and the big thing of the press is you make enough baskets, you get to get in the press. Yeah. And that's the big thing for us. Dead balls, free throws, anything like that, we get a chance to get up there. That's where Malia is at her best. Malia can really get up and make point guards miserable. The Missouri Southern point guards did not want any part of that. The starting kid, I think she turned it over 4 times, and she was sitting on the bench a lot. They bring in the other kid, and she turned it over 4 or 5 times as well. But that's what she does when she's healthy. And she's finally really getting her legs back, getting to where she wants to be. And it's a lot of fun to watch. Early in the season, I felt horrible for her because she wasn't able to do what she wanted to do. She is a defensive, get-in-your-face kid, and it's fun to watch her when she's able to do that.
And then the hot shooting continued in the second game of the week, Saturday against Pitt. You jumped out to a 12-point lead. At one point, just absolutely on fire in the first half. I think you made 6 threes at one point in the first half. And then Pitt, they just grind their way back, kind of run out of gas in the second half there. Is that kind of what you saw, some sort of fatigue and just a lack of shot making in the second half?
Yeah, I don't know if it was fatigue. It's a lack of mental toughness there. I think at halftime, if we had finished the first half strong and it went into halftime 10 points up, I think you see a totally different effort in the second half. But I think when you had that 12-point lead and you let them run it down to 2, or I think it was 3 at the half, I think mentally it was just like, oh crap, man, we just put a lot of effort in that first half and we're only up 3. I just think you hear it all the time. A double-digit lead going into halftime is a whole lot different than a 7-point lead going into halftime, mentally for both teams.
Absolutely.
And I just think it's one of those things. It took its toll us in the second half. Just from standpoint, I think that starting off that second half, I think we had expended so much energy in that first half mentally to not go into with a bigger lead, I think was a letdown for them. And we never could get any kind of rhythm going in that second half. And I think foul trouble had a little bit to do with that. Malia picked up her second in the first half, and then picked up her third, I think, like a minute or two into the second half, and it just totally changes the way that she had to approach the game defensively. She wasn't able to put the kind of pressure we wanted to on the point guards, and that was the kid that hurt us a lot. I mean, the point guard for Pitt and then their 4-player were the two that hurt us the most. But when Malia was not in foul trouble, she held that kid pretty well, and then once she got in foul trouble, they really took advantage of it.
And then, as you said, her and Simone, I think, got in foul trouble late in the first half, and then they opened up the second half on a 13-2 run and just never able to quite get anything going after playing so well for about 17 minutes. They're going to win 79-68. But just what we saw offensively this weekend, are those things that you guys are able to pull from going forward, getting Katrina into open space like that, able to get Brittany off the dribble, and Simone keeping her attacking? Yeah,
I mean, I think you used a word earlier about grinding it, and it's like that's what we do. We want to grind you up. We want to make every possession it's going to be a war. And we're going to take our offense side to side. We're going to get to the basket, and we're going to put you in the meat grinder, and we're going to get something out of it. And, in the first half, I thought we did a pretty good job of that. In the second half, I thought we got a little quick. We either were really quick, taking shots off of 1 or 2 passes, or we were in the last seconds of the shot clock and not really executing what we wanted to do. But we just got to be more consistent. Are there positives taken from that? Yeah. I mean, I thought that that first half, or at least like the first 17 minutes of the first half, I really felt good about. I mean, I thought we attacked them. It wasn't just that we went out there and hit a bunch of shots. We got good shots, and we really got good shots. Second half, I felt like we still got some good shots. When you go back and watch the film, we still had a ton of shots within 3 feet, and we just didn't finish them. And it's just one of those things, and you can say, okay, you got to finish through contact and all that. It's what it is. I mean, you got to be tough. You got to be mentally tough, and to mentally tough enough to run your offense and grind it up and get what you want. And we're getting closer. I mean, I think those 2 games this week showed that. And it's just one of those things that there's still a lot left to play for us. We go on a good run here at the end. We could still finish as high as 4th or 5th. And that'd be huge. Coming down the stretch here.
And then there's 2 videos we were just watching people of Katrina and Simone. Katrina obviously played for you guys before getting injured last year. Simone still injured. Both those girls are juniors right now. I guess talk to me quick about their journeys here, and then kind of how they developed under you guys.
Oh yeah, it's been fun to watch Simone get back healthy. I mean, she, even though she's played all year, she still hasn't been healthy all year. And I think it was really more around Christmas time, a little maybe after the Christmas break there. That she starting to feel her legs again. I mean, she had, last year it was like 50 minutes in the first practice and she tears her ACL. And that was just kind of a sign of things to come for last year, unfortunately. KT's, she's been good for us all year. I mean, she really has. She's been our most consistent scorer all year long. Defensively, I think she's starting to get into a rhythm to what we wanted to do defensively now. And Simone has just been a huge spark for us ever since the Kearney game. I mean, but it's just, you watch Simone, she doesn't look like she's the quickest kid on the floor. She doesn't look like she's, and then suddenly, bam, she's up at the rim. I mean, she made a left-hand finger roll in that game that I swear was right at, I mean, I thought she could dunk that ball. She was up high enough, and it's just one of those things that you watch her go, and it's like, okay, why can't everybody get in the paint? Because she doesn't look like she's going that hard.
Nope.
And then suddenly she's there, and she's rising up, and she's finishing a shot. But she's one of the nicest kids you'll ever meet. And I think it's just one of those things that she's just now getting, I think, where she believes that she can do some of the things that we believe she can do.
And then just a quick scouting report, Lincoln Lindenwood this week. You guys lost to Lindenwood, beat Lincoln by 1. They had a chance at the buzzer. What's it going to take this week?
I mean, it's just going to take more of the same. I mean, we have to continue to build offensive consistency. If we'll keep attacking the way that we've been attacking, I think, we'll be fine in both of those games. And defensively, it's just it's the same thing. It's just building that tough defensive mentality that, you're not going to get anything easy. After the game, I had to take some stuff to the Pitt State coach. I talked to the head coach, and she's like, man, you guys are just scary as heck. And I'm like, I'm not sure how I really want to take that, but it's like, okay, but I think that's what we want to be down the stretch. nobody wants to play us. I mean, because they know that you're going to have to bring it, and because we're going to bring it on our side, and we're going to make life tough on you.
5:30 tip in Jefferson City against Lincoln on Thursday, 1:30 Saturday in St. Charles. For Lindenwood, go get them this week, Coach. Good luck.
Hey, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Then when we return, the Griffon men, they get their biggest win of the conference season. And you know that man dance in the middle of it all played a key role. We're talking men's Super with Sundance Wicks next. You're watching Griffon Sports Spotlight.
Everyone knows Sheldon's from the Lone Star State.
I'm Texas through and through.
And Texans love real food.
We made Tex-Mex. Wonderful dinner. Some assembly required.
Football.
Every form of football except European football, which most Texans believe to be a commie plot.
And toe-tapping tunes.
The stars at night are big and bright, deep in the heart of Texas.
The Big Bang Theory, 5 nights a week.
At Save-On, we like to give you what you're asking for. And lately, you've been asking for more of...
Me! Free! Bye-bye! Free! Bye-bye! Free way-way! Free way-way! Free way-way!
You are now entering the 2019 Honda NHL All-Star Weekend, where the game's fastest,
McDavid does not disappoint.
most powerful,
Kucherov, score!
and greatest showmen go head-to-head, live from the heart of Silicon Valley. Are you ready to play? It's the 2019 Honda NHL All-Star Game, live from San Jose on NBC.
Hello, Agent Shepard. I'm watching your daughter. I want the names of the 4 agents who are following me. Your daughter's life or theirs.
Wait!
5, 4, 3,
Stop counting!
2, 1.
Stephen Heibuck, Brian Lannick, Desiree Villarreal, Lane Heffron!
I made a choice to save my daughter.
At Save-On, we like to give you what you're asking for. And lately, you've been asking for more of...
Me! 2 years! 2 years! 2 years! 2 years!
The more you trust, and I thought tonight for 40-plus minutes, we trusted each other. I'm so proud of you guys because of the fight. And it's the only fight is a worthy fight, is the one that we're fighting. And I've told you a million times, man, I don't envy the undefeated, the people that have an easy road to success. I mean, I love guys with scars. I love teams with scars because those are the stories that need to be told.
And we are here to tell that story. Sundance Wicks not playing nice against Pitt State.
Oh, yeah. Dalton, if you know, you know. Roadhouse, baby. Sam Elliott, Patrick Swayze, in their prime.
Gosh. How you doing, buddy?
Well, look at me.
It's been 2 days since I hung out with you.
I want you to be nice. That's good at the top part, yeah. I miss you, man. Your hair looks really good today.
Thank you. I got a haircut.
Good spike. Yeah, it's good.
And then the back, show off your jacket a little bit.
You want to see this? You want to see the BYOJ?
Hit the back of his jacket.
Oh, yeah.
BYOJ. We got skulls on the inside here.
Shout out to Brian Morris, BMO, man. BMO Creations.
Is that your dude from
ATL?
ATL?
No, that's Jerry Lacey out of ATL, but BMO's down in the K-Sizzle, man.
Okay.
BMO's hot right now. You got to get on his stuff.
I'll try. I don't know if I.
Look at you looking like Braun out here, man. You should put the hood up. Hoodie Zenner.
We'll
looking for a contract in the offseason like Melo.
We'll save that for another week. Now, Western, you go 1-1 this week, following up a loss to Missouri Southern with a thrilling overtime win against Pitt State. Record 10-12, 4-7 in the league. Currently just out of the MIAA tournament on the tiebreaker, but still plenty of stuff to do. We're having fun celebrating this week, and that had to be a fun one to just celebrate with your team on Saturday.
It's good. I'm so proud of our guys. I just say, anytime you get something like that, I'm happy for our guys because we've just competed so well in the majority of games we played in. And like I always say, sometimes you don't see it in the records, wins and losses. You know, you don't see it in the wins. You see it. You just see growth as a coach, and I'm just happy that our guys have continued to fight. You know, we're in the hunt right now, and that's all we can ask for is a chip in a chair.
Mm-hmm. Is that a poker reference?
That's a poker reference, man. Chip in a chair. Just give me in the big game. That's all I want. Give me some chips, give me a chair, and let's go all in.
Now, let's begin with Thursday. You probably don't want to sit at a poker table with Cam Martin. You love his game. You've talked about him a ton. 32-12, 14 of 16 he was at the line. They went for 27 for 30 at the free throw line as a team. That's ridiculous, and they just came up big in the right spots, it felt like, in that game. But other than that, you had to feel like you guys played pretty well against what was the second best team in the MIAA at the time.
No, they're really good. Look, big guys, we always tell our big guys, if you can make free throws and layups, all right, you're a pretty good big guy. And for him, he's pretty good at making free throws. He's pretty good at making layups. And he can also step out and stretch it. So that's a big-time player right there. But there was 2 points in the game where we got it within one, and then just had 3 unpurposeful possessions. And it's something we talked a lot about in our teach tape. Yeah, it's purpose. And 61-62. And then they stretch it to about 69-63, and we just never get it back into striking distance at that point. And you got to have we missed 4 straight threes at that point. So instead of having a very purposeful possession, we just kind of settled for some shots. And, that can be the difference in the game sometimes. Saturday, we did a much better job of playing with purpose.
And then, so you're happy with how you guys still came out and played against that team? I mean, they did just about everything, right?
No question. I mean, look at that. You can see the free throw disparity, and we fouled too much in that game, but that's a contribute to who they are. They're big and they're physical, and we know that our strength isn't our inside game where we can be big and physical. We just got to play with a lot of grit and toughness, and everybody's got to kind of step up in the toughness categories. And for us, I mean, that's a weakness for us right now. That's okay. But our guys battled. We competed. We had chances to be there at the end of the day, and you just got to make plays down the stretch.
Now let's go on to Saturday. This is where it got fun. Now Pitt jumped out to a lead. Then Alex Martin with hops that I did not know he had. Soared in for a putback dunk, sparking a 15-2 run, then a 19-4 run. Then you guys gained control. Grant Lazoya, the guy with the clipboard right there, he willed Pitt State back into this game.
Was he drawing up his own plays?
Yeah, he was. It was pretty impressive. I think he said, just give me the ball, let me go to work. But Pitt State comes back, forces overtime, and then, I mean, you have that guy named Levon Hightower who went for 33 and 11, and you just dominated overtime, outscored him 17-9, and made the winning plays.
You made the winning stops. I mean, that for us, that's the big thing. You can't ever really put all your trust in the offensive side of the basketball, but you can. Defense is a constant. I mean, if you continue to play with great effort, toughness, and trust on the defensive side of the floor, good things will happen. And we made the big stops down the stretch for us, and then obviously guys make big plays. But one thing we really wanted to do is get the ball into Levon's hands later in the game. And that's something we've talked about. And Levon's such an unselfish guy that sometimes he maybe passes up on those moments because he trusts his teammates so well. But we just told Levon, hey, man, go get that dang rock. Go get that dang rock and make the plays. And we want to know that win or lose, it's because we had the ball in your hands and we didn't make those plays. But we want to give our best player the shot to win it.
Yeah, what a shocker. Levon Hightower was a stud. It was one of those deals in the game where, you were just saying you had to remind him that he's the guy.
Yeah.
And he continues to amaze me every time he takes the floor. 13 of your first 15, and then he just went on to do even more, and he couldn't be stopped.
He's a special player, and we talk about him a lot in here. But, the one thing that I'm really impressed with Levon is just his growth as a more efficient player. I mean, we knew he was a really good player coming into this last year when I got the job. But at the end of the day, we talk about being the model of efficiency. It's being able to do more with less output, you know what I'm saying? So you average more points by taking less shots because you're shooting a better field goal percentage. You have more assists, fewer turnovers. You have more rebounds offensively and defensively than you had last year because you're playing with more effort. And I think that's something he's done a really good job of.
And then I think I tweeted out this morning he has more points this year in 5 less games while shooting a better percentage these last 4 weeks.
In 100 fewer minutes.
In 100 fewer minutes.
That's right.
The last 4 games, 63% from 3. I mean, and he's hitting tough shots, 60% from the field. I think he's almost eclipsed his rebound total from last year already. He's playing tremendous defense. You've been with him now. Just when it comes down to his basketball skill, what do you see as his greatest strength on the floor? And then just what is his biggest asset as a leader?
I think one thing with great players is they can play all day. We talk about never getting tired, and Levon doesn't get tired. I mean, he's just one of those guys that I don't really think about subbing him out too much because I look at him like, wow, he still has a lot of energy out there. And you got to have a better feel for that as a coach of guys that can play all day. Like him and Tyrell Carroll TC can run all day as well. But, with Levon, it's just the fact that he brings so much from an energy standpoint that guys just really trust him. And like we said, with all great players, it's that they do things in an efficient manner. I mean, he get 33 points on 20 shots versus Loyoza, who had 35 points on what was it, 28 shots?
Was that
it? Yeah.
Seemed like a lot more.
Yeah,
than
35 on 28. So it's that being able to do more with less type stuff.
And then 10 wins now. Well, we were talking about this a little bit. The most in 3 seasons. The program hasn't won more than 12 since 2009, 2010. You say time and time again that this program has to be able to celebrate and enjoy those benchmarks. I know you guys have more for the future, but it's just it's nice to reach that benchmark with these guys.
Yeah, I mean 10 wins, that's cool. I mean that's not what we're trying to do here. I mean for us it's celebrating the singles, and anything that you can do in year one for us is obviously big. But 4 conference wins, our goal right now is we want to get into the conference tournament. However that happens, we want to get into the conference tournament. And that's what we want to do. We just want a chance to play in the postseason. And so that's where our focus is now, is becoming a better basketball team daily. And then You know, we always say this league doesn't get any easier because we go into Lincoln, who's now second in the league, and it's like the last 3 consecutive weeks we played Hayes, who was second at the time. You know, Washburn was second at the time we played them, and then Missouri Southern was second at the time, and now you're going into Lincoln. It's just, hey, this league is tough, and I love it. It's freaking great, isn't it, Zenner?
You're going to go to Lincoln, then you're going to go to Lindenwood, who, no offense, they kind of smacked you around.
Yeah, we were a different team back then, bro, but they did smack us. I ain't going to lie to you, bro. They smacked us.
And then you got 2 games against Central Missouri, who's in the tournament, 2 games against SPU, who's in the tournament. You still got that team up the road.
Yeah, man, look, this is fun. This is what we want.
That's what the final month
This is what the fight's for, man. This is why we got our boxing gloves on. That's why I'm wearing my Dalton shirt. I'm going to wear this. I'm not going to wash this and wear this the rest of the year. What do you think about that?
Now, will Josh Looney let you wear that on the sideline?
I think it'd be sweet if I wish I could just wear like fashion tees like this on the sideline, because I have a Charlie Sheen one too. That's from Major League.
You have a Britney Spears one?
I got a Britney Spears one. That's a good one too. I got a lot of fashion tees. That's good stuff.
Now, LeVon,
Ric Flair one. Yeah.
What's the Ric Flair one say?
To be the man, you got to beat the man. Whoa!
Gosh, you did that in your press conference.
I know, but it's so true, isn't it? What else?
It is.
What else are we doing here? We're off topic right now. What's going on?
No, we're right on topic.
Yeah.
What we're gonna do,
see, now you're flowing, man. That's how you flow, bro.
Yeah, what we're going to do right now, we're going to go to a commercial break, and then we're going to come back and we're going to talk about the 2 games you got coming up this week. That includes, you were just talking about, a trip to Lincoln, going to the state capitol. Going to be a good one with the Blue Tigers. We'll break down that matchup as well as the Lindenwood coming up on Saturday. That coming up next on Griffon Sports Spotlight.
Green Hills, in cooperation with News Press Now and area school districts, would like to announce
It's championship time on CBS with Super Bowl 53. The NCAA Basketball Championship. This is real. The Masters. America. And now in May, the PGA. It's championship time on CBS KCJO 30. And for your local news, weather, and sports, watch News Press Now.
It's a new playing field in Washington politics. The 116th Congress, the most diverse ever, with more than 100 women.
Do you think the money tainted this doctor's medical judgment? Yes.
Schindler's List. Is this an important time to re-release this film?
I think there's more at stake.
So he can.
You can do anything if you just try.
And tonight,
Let's hear it for leaving them stunned. Let's hear it for lighting it up and burning it down. Let's hear it for music. Let's hear it for the Grammys live, CBS February 10th.
The intensity and the energy and the spirit of this Griffon football team, and it's going to continue to grow and become more and more powerful.
That just keeps us in the hunt because we're fighting for third season. We want to play in the postseason. That's one of our goals, and our guys know that. So every night's going to be a fight for us. Don't expect us to take any nights off. That's not what we're here for.
Trying to take snap. Are you
Go
taking
ahead. No,
Snapchats?
I'm videoing this. I'm going to video of the video while we're in it. Come on.
This is Inception. What am I doing?
Inception. Keep doing the show. You're supposed to be doing the show, right?
Gosh, the Griffons, as you just said, here to fight. At least 8 more games. We hope a couple more after that, getting in the MIAA tournament. Now, first, we got to give a quick shout out to Coach Jen Bagley Trotter, Mrs. 601. She earned her 600th career win on Saturday. Every one of them as a Griffin, and you have a cool story to tell about her from whenever you first got here.
Touch them all, Bags. 600, man. We're not worthy. Yeah, it's so cool. Our department's so cool, man. Everybody like Buzz Verduzco and El Chapo, the golf coach, obviously Chadward, those guys. They're all such great people in our department. And when I first got the job, I was here lonely. I was up in the house on Haunted Hill by myself. And Bagley's is Easter. And she doesn't know me. She just was through the interview process, and she invited me over to come over to her house for Easter and to just, she just knows. She knows the life of a coach, and sometimes you get lonely, and that's if that's your first impression of somebody, is she's got great energy, she's always positive, she radiates just this brilliant optimism about her. And so when she invited me over, I thought, man, I'm in a special place. I'm in the right place, because people like that really make your athletic department go around, because we're all fighting for wins and losses, but it's so much bigger than that when people support you. And so just big shout out to Bags, man. You're at 600, we're not worthy. Wayne's World, we're not worthy.
Now, if I knew you were lonely, I would invite you over. I probably couldn't have made a meal like Jen can whip up.
You would have invited me over if I was lonely? We're getting creepy right now, man.
It's Easter.
I just say,
Hey, you're going to play Lincoln on Thursday. Tell me about them real quick.
Yeah, they're really good. They're 8-3. They're playing with a lot of energy right now. Rig Maiden has really stepped up his game. He's averaging 15-5 and about 6 right now in conference. And obviously they got the big fella in the middle who's been balling as well. They're just such a competitive team, man. They're relentless, and that's what I love about them is how tough they play every night. And they're just man. That's why they're there. They're one of those teams that they sit back and they wait in the weeds and they wait in the bushes. And they just attack it. That suit's nice too. But yeah, really impressed with Coach Mo's doing down there at Lincoln and how those guys are playing right now.
So you're going to play them at 7:30 on Thursday. Then I know you don't want to talk about Lindenwood, so we'll save that for another day. I'll give you a phone call between games. We'll talk about that.
Both these teams, man, we were a different team when they came in, but they're both really good.
Now 30 seconds or so. Valentine's Day is next Thursday. You have a game on Wednesday, so no plans for Valentine's Day on Thursday. Just give everyone out there some advice on how to celebrate the Day of Love.
Wear green.
Wear green.
Yeah, wear green. Valentine's Day was a massacre, Brandon. Okay, this is awful. We don't want to celebrate Valentine's Day massacre. So we wear green. We're happy. We're just don't wear red. It's for blood. All this stuff. I'm not into that. Plus, our guys, if we're gonna go out and waste a lot of money on their girlfriends and stuff like that, me and the wifey, we're just gonna sit down. We're gonna eat some zingers. Maybe some milk, and watch a nice flick.
Hey. Your boss, Josh Looney, is calling and saying you probably shouldn't be wearing green.
Dude, all that stuff about green, you guys, it's just too much, man. You give too much power to the monster. It's like saying Voldemort.
Okay, well, anyway, we'll talk more about Valentine's Day maybe next week, but for now, we're going to go off to Lincoln on Thursday, Lindenwood on Saturday. That will do it for us this week, Coach. Best of skill. We'll be back again next week.
Hoodies up.
Basketball as well as signing day with Coach Will. That's on Wednesday. All coverage all week long here on News Press Now. You've been watching Griffon Sports Spotlight. Sunny and Zenner, Fox 26 KMPN.